All right, guys, welcome to the Best Family Homestead.
Coming to you from the Old Bird Farm today.
Coming from the Old Bird Farm. Watch your step. So make sure to go check out Watch Your Step to see what we're doing, tying these harnesses together, because we're going to be up on a roof and we want to be safe about it. So instead of using a modern climbing harness, which I do have, I wanted to show you all how, if you don't have a modern climbing harness, you don't have carabiners or a lot of the fancy stuff, you can still be safe up on a roof if you have nothing but some rope. So what we're starting out here is a couple pieces of rope, about double arm's length. Here's yours, sir.
All right.
And I'm going to walk Robert through this as we go. First thing you want to do is you want one part to be about a foot longer than the other side. All right. Hold this in your right hand. Hold the bite. That's called your bite.
Okay.
Put it right here in the small of your back, like that. All right. Now all you're going to do is take both ropes and bring them around to the front. All right. Now, just like you're tying a shoelace, you're going to go over and you're going to go over again. All right. And you're going to pull this kind of tight. Not real tight, because we still got to get in here and do some work.
All right.
But snug that up. All right. Now, let both of them just hang right down in front of you. Now you're going to reach through. You're going to grab both pieces. Now you don't want it to go here. Bad things happen if you let these go like that. All right.
Okay.
Go on the outside of your butt cheek.
All right.
Right. That's where you want the harness. Then, now this is important. You want to go over so that the standing side goes back towards your back.
Like
Go,
so?
like so.
All right.
On both sides. I might have cut these ropes a little bit short. All right, now here's the fun not fun part. All right, so I want you to hold these ropes.
Okay.
You're gonna squat down and you're gonna pull and stand up. And do that about 3 times. Until everything tightens up. And
All
you
right.
should feel it on, like, not in the middle or up your butt crack, but on each side of your butt cheek.
For sure.
All right. Now we're going to take the long side. We're going to go over to the side here. You know how to tie a square knot?
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you're going to go right over left, and then left over right. So when you're done with it, actually I said that and I did the exact opposite of what I just said.
I don't know if I was following your hand motions there. So.
All right, well here's how you know you've got a square knot. See how it comes through like that?
Yeah, so I do not.
All right, so just flip what you had on the side.
All right, so we were right over left.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And then go back. Oh wait, other way.
Oh, other way.
I did the same thing the first time. Now,
Okay, gotcha.
Now you see how that, because a square knot is used for the same size ropes. All right, so now we have the main part of our harness here.
Right.
All right. And now we got to make sure this is safe, so we're going to do a half hitch. So we're going to go over.
Are we using the long one to do that?
We're going to do it on both sides.
Okay.
We're going to go over, and then you're going to come back through. And you want to make sure that this rope runs in line with this. So if you tighten it,
Okay,
and we're going to do what's called dressing the rope, and just tighten these. So see what this is now is when this pulls, when this starts to pull tight, this locks in on itself.
Gotcha.
All right, so around and back through. All right, so now we've got our Swiss seats tied up here. So I'm gonna tie the first one here. So Robert, come stand on this side of me so you can see. Yep. I'm gonna hold it at this angle so everybody can see what we're doing. All right, so I've got my standing end over here, my working end. I'm right-handed, so I'm putting my standing end over on the, or my free running end, excuse me, my free running end over on my right-hand side. I'm gonna pinch it together. I want about arm's length plus shoulders, just to make sure I have enough room.
Here, I'll stand back here, that way.
Yeah, there we go. All right. So I'm gonna twist once, then twist twice. And I'm gonna take my free running end up through the center. All right, there's my single figure 8. Now I'm gonna take this end, run through both ropes on the Swiss seat. All right. And now we're simply going to go back up and we're going to retrace, starting at the running in here. We're going to retrace, just following that rope. And we're just following the first rope exactly until it comes out. All right, and then holding this end. Now you can see the figure 8. You see why they call it a figure 8. Now we got the knot tie, we got to do what's called dressing the rope, which simply means tighten up one piece at a time. All right, now we can run another half hitch here as a safety, but it's not really necessary, because the reason that this is such a good knot for any kind of climbing, rappelling, or safety work, this rope is going to be what's tied off. When I'm leaning back, you can see this rope is tightening up on the other ropes here all the way around. So there's like 4 places that this rope is tightening up on itself, and once it tightens, it's not going anywhere, right? So now you're hooked up, so when you start to rappel, that's going to hold you nice and tight. So if you bust this loose, I'll stand behind Robert and talk him through it.
You know, it's kind of silly to say, but well, watching you do this, you're using your military knowledge to do this, which is awesome. And I'm watching, trying to remember all these knots from tying flies.
You know what? But having any kind of knot experience like that is going to play in.
All right, so I've got about an arm's length.
Yep.
Fold it down.
Maybe not quite all the way across, about middle of the chest over.
Okay, so
that just keeps you from having quite as much as we did. There you go.
All right. All right, so I've got it.
Figure out where you're.
Right
all right,
here.
put that on your right side.
Okay. This is on my.
Because you're right-handed too, so
Yep.
it just makes it easier.
On my right side, and then
twist to the right.
Twist to right.
Twist to the free hanging side there.
All right, so there's one, and then one more, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. And then now take your working end here.
All right.
Run it through.
Like so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
There you go. Now we got your 8. You can see your 8. Now hold that.
Okay.
Put this up through.
Okay.
Both ropes. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Now you're not going to start. You're going to start back on the end that goes to the rest of your rope. So now you're going to do is you're just going to run that up. Just follow the rope as you go up.
Okay. So
on paper, this looks. Make sure and get all of this out so that you have plenty. There you go.
All right. Then following this back in here.
Mm-hmm. On paper, this knot looks extremely complicated. It's actually not, because all you got to remember is.
So I'm going back under.
Yep, you're just following that rope exactly.
I believe.
And then, all right. So now you're through. Now to get this, and you can see he tied a good figure 8. So now you're going to hold these 2 pieces and these 2 pieces.
Okay.
and you want to start tightening it up. Now, as you dress it, you might have to, move a little bit, tighten here, tighten there, because you want to make sure that thing's nice and tight. And for a figure eight, you really don't need the locking nut on it. So we've got our figure eight here.
All right.
I'm ready to take Robert to get some work. Now to show how this works.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold this up here. So step back here. All right, now I want you to just hold right here and just lean back. Just lean back. I've got this.
Okay.
Or just start walking backwards and feel that tighten up.
Yeah.
So you can feel like I've got you. You can like sit down a little bit, like bend your knees. So you feel how that harness tightens up, and it's going to hold right there underneath your. That's why you want it underneath your cheeks.
Yeah.
All right. So now we've got him tied up here. We'll get the ladders.
I'd just like to throw in that I'm thankful that neither of our shows have a real big budget right now, because if this show did have a huge budget, there would probably be a Black Hawk landing in the background, and it'd be like, and
just hanging from it, like cocking, like up a little bit.
It's like, all right, and now I'm gonna shove you out of the helicopter.
All right, let's clarify what you just said. If this show had a really big budget and my show had a really big budget, we'd be standing here next to two guys who own a contracting service. I'm like, so how are you going to fix my roof? Okay, now let's watch this guy fix my roof.
That's it. That's it.
All right, so we got him tied up. Now this is one of the reasons that the carabiners would have been a little bit easier, because we could have put the carabiner on here, tied the figure eight to the carabiner, and just snapped them in. But since I don't, and that is one thing, safety note, you can use pretty much any rope. Don't just get the carabiners from Walmart or Lowe's. Those are not rated for the shock. All right, so that one was probably made for your keys, and it's going to fly apart. So if you do not have an actual like 1,000-pound locking carabiner, just tie the figure eight. It'll be a little bit more annoying because I'm going to tie him off to a tree, get our links and tie him off, so it'll be a little bit more annoying. But I'd rather have that than him slip and a carabiner bust, and now he's going south. So that's about it. That's a harness with a figure eight. And when this same figure eight, when I go to a tree, I'm gonna do exactly the same thing. I'm gonna tie a figure eight around our anchor point, whether it be a tractor, a tree, a car, whatever. Tie that same figure eight knot and make sure that the length of the rope doesn't have enough to hit the ground on the other side. And he's gonna be good to go up there and be safe.